Mistress attacked pregnant wife in the hospital, but she had no idea who her father was. Hospitals are meant for healing, not hatred. But that night, a maternity ward turned into a battlefield. A young pregnant woman named Elena lay in pain, moments away from giving birth when the unthinkable happened. A furious woman stormed into her room, shouting her husband's name, and before anyone could stop her, she attacked Elena, accusing her of stealing her man. Nurses screamed, alarms rang, and security rushed, but no one knew who Elena really was, or who her father might be, because beneath that fragile appearance was a secret powerful enough to change everything. When the truth finally came out, the mistress realized she hadn't just attacked a woman, she had insulted the daughter of someone no one dared to cross. And what came next left the entire hospital frozen in silence. Elena was a kind, soft-spoken woman in her late 20s. She lived a quiet life, married to Daniel, a hard-working man she believed to be loyal and loving. Their relationship wasn't perfect, but she trusted him completely. Now, 8 months pregnant, she spent most of her days preparing the nursery and imagining the day she'd hold her baby, but Daniel had secrets. Unknown to Elena, he'd been involved with a woman named Sasha, fiery, impulsive, and dangerously obsessed. What started as a brief affair quickly spiraled out of control. When Daniel tried to end it, Sasha refused. She believed she was the one he truly loved and saw Elena as the obstacle standing in her way. One rainy evening, Elena went into early labor and was rushed to the hospital. Daniel arrived late, pale, and anxious. She didn't know that just minutes before, Sasha had found out where Elena was, and she was on her way, consumed by rage. The hospital corridors were quiet, but Sasha's heels echoed like thunder. She barged into Elena's room, her eyes burning with fury. "You think you can steal my man and my life?" she screamed, grabbing Elena by the arm. Nurses tried to intervene, but Sasha's anger exploded. She slapped Elena hard across the face, shouting Daniel's name. Elena's heart raced. She couldn't move fast, the pain of contractions mixed with fear. The world blurred as she cried out for help. Daniel ran in just in time to pull Sasha away, but the damage was done, and then, when the police arrived and took Sasha aside, Elena's phone buzzed. She pressed it weakly to her ear, and a deep, commanding voice spoke, "Baby girl, are you all right?" It was her father, a man Daniel had never met, and Sasha was about to wish she never had. Elena's father, Victor Marcellus, was no ordinary man. He was one of the most powerful businessmen in the city, respected by some, feared by most. His name opened doors and closed mouths. He had kept his identity hidden from Elena's husband, wanting her to live a normal life away from his influence. But when he heard his daughter was attacked in a hospital by a mistress, something inside him snapped. Within an hour, black SUVs lined up outside the hospital. Men in suits walked in, silent and focused. The air shifted. Doctors whispered. Even the chief of police stood straighter. Sasha, still furious and shouting, suddenly realized everyone had gone quiet. She turned around and froze. Victor Marcellus stood there, tall and composed, his eyes cold. "Is this the woman?" he asked the security officer. Sasha tried to speak, but her voice trembled. I didn't know." Victor raised a hand. "You attacked a pregnant woman." "My daughter." The room went silent. Sasha's knees weakened. Daniel stood nearby, guilt written all over his face. He tried to speak for her, but Victor cut him off. "I don't care who you are," he said. "You let this happen." He looked at Elena, his tone softening. "No one will ever touch you again, sweetheart." That night, Sasha was escorted out of the hospital in handcuffs. The press arrived minutes later, but the story was silenced before it ever reached the morning news. Victor made sure of it. Elena cried, not out of fear, but out of the realization that her father, the man she had always thought was distant, would burn the world to protect her. Weeks later, Elena gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She named him Liam. Daniel, deeply ashamed, tried to make amends, but it was too late. Victor had already investigated everything. The affair, the lies, the betrayal. One evening, Victor invited Daniel to his estate. The mansion was massive, but silent. At the center of the marble hall, Victor sat behind a grand desk. Watching Daniel fidget nervously, "You had one job," Victor said quietly. "To love and protect my daughter." "I know, sir," Daniel stammered. "I made a mistake." Victor leaned forward. "A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. You allowed a woman to hurt my family." Daniel swallowed hard. "Please, I'll make it right." Victor's tone turned icy. "You won't get the chance." By the next day, Daniel had lost everything: his job, his home, his reputation. But Victor didn't destroy him out of revenge. He wanted him to learn that betrayal always comes with a price. Meanwhile, Sasha was sentenced to community service and therapy after Elena personally requested leniency. "Let her live with what she did," Elena said softly. Months later, Elena walked through the park, holding baby Liam. She felt stronger, wiser. Her father joined her on the bench, smiling gently. "You've got your mother's heart," he said. Elena nodded. "And your strength." The sun dipped below the skyline as she whispered, "I'm done with pain. I'm ready for peace." Victor placed his hand over hers. "Then that's exactly what you'll have. Sometimes kindness is the loudest revenge. Always protect the ones who can't protect themselves, because love backed by strength changes everything."